Brock Purdy is a long shot to play on Sunday against the Saints. That is straight from Kyle Shanahan here at the 49ers facility, who added that Purdy could be looking at a multi-week absence due to this toe injury. It is Mac Jones time if that is indeed the case. Now, Purdy has not been formally ruled out for Sunday, but I do think that he will likely be listed as doubtful once the final injury report does come out on Friday. Mac Jones was in that 49ers locker room today. So was Kendrick Bourne.
Hi, everyone. How you guys doing?
You'll remember Bourne and Jones, they were teammates. Same offense with the New England Patriots. So I guess that Mac has already been helping Kendrick Bourne learn San Francisco's offense. And Kendrick, his goal is to be ready to play for the 49ers on Sunday. He says that is all absolutely up to him and his preparation this week. So it felt like I had stepped back into a time machine when I walked in there and I saw Kendrick. Still looks the same that he did when he was last with the 49ers in 2020. Brought back some good memories. He has a great memory from the Superdome. He scored that touchdown in the fourth quarter, caught it from Jimmy Garoppolo. 48-46 win in 2019. He's going to try to create some more, this time probably with his quarterback from the Patriots, Mac Jones, who's now with the 49ers. So we'll see how long Purdy is out. And this is why they upgraded the QB2 position over the offseason. It was Brandon Allen and Josh Dobbs last year. Now it's Mac Jones. I think everybody can agree that they've got a quarterback who's better, who's more potentially efficient than either of the two QB2s last year. And now Mac has to go out and start performing efficiently for San Francisco on the field so they can hold the momentum that they built week one in Seattle. Of course, that happened when Brock Purdy found Jake Tonges in the end zone on a play that resembled Joe Montana to Dwight Clark in the catch. And I had a chance to catch up with Jake Tonges in the locker room. So be sure that you do stay on this video to watch that one-on-one interview. But a whole lot of 49ers roster moves that we have to cover. They today signed Messiah Swinson, who's a second-year tight end, to their practice squad. This to be expected because George Kittle is on injured reserve. So Swinson, who's a wide tight end, that means that he's a blocking tight end, is going to have a chance to be elevated at some point over the course of the next 4 weeks. I would expect San Francisco to promote Braden Willis to the 53-man roster, or at least elevate him for this next game. But Swinson is going to be some of that tight end depth that the 49ers can use. He's good friends with Eric Saubert, former 49ers tight end, actually plays for the Seahawks now. He's modeled this game after Levine Toilolo, a former wide tight end, a blocking tight end in Kyle Shanahan's system. Swinson is like 6'7" and a half, so tall guy, just like Toilolo. And the 49ers are going to use him for that blocking depth and tight end depth at a room that is shorthanded now with George Kittle out with the hamstring injury. Today, Christian McCaffrey, vet day at practice. He spoke and he said that the calf is not a serious issue, and it never was, just as I told you guys last week. Hit that subscribe button if you like accurate 49ers news. Trent Williams, vet day today. Nick Bosa, a vet day today. No practice for Jawan Jennings, although the 49ers are taking him day to day, and there seems to be a good chance that Jawan is going to play on Sunday. And no practice for Yetur Gross-Matos, but why don't we talk about Yetur a little bit? He's one of the 49ers' best defenders in their sterling defensive effort against the Seattle Seahawks. 3 pressures, and Yetur led all interior defensive linemen in the whole NFL in pressure rate. And by interior, we mean whenever he was playing defensive tackle. That's what the 49ers love to do. They love to take defensive ends like Yetur Gross-Matos, like Mykel Williams, and in pass rushing situations move them inside so they can work against guards who are shorter, stouter, not as long, probably not as athletic. They love those it's like the dog roll. They call it the dog roll when you move that guy inside on the Lightning package or the NASCAR package. Yetur played that role extremely well. And the reason I bring it up is because there's been some misguided criticism of Mykel Williams, saying, hey, he's not winning his pass rushes enough. He's not winning one-on-one enough. The people who are saying that don't understand that Mykel Williams is expected to be a run defender, an edge setter, and a pocket pusher his first year as he develops his pass rushing arsenal. Is still very raw in that regard. The reason why Yetur Gross-Matos is so valuable to the 49ers is because he's a veteran who's already succeeded pass rushing on the inside after moving from the edge on early down. So he has the same role as Mykel Williams, except it's Yetur whom the 49ers are relying on to deliver big time when it comes to that interior rush, and he did this week. Anyway, he didn't practice. He's still managing that knee issue. I don't think that's anything to be concerned about, but a good chance to highlight what Yetur has brought this football team. Limited at practice today, Ben Barch. He had the sprain the other day, right, the knee sprain, so Ben Barch is limited, but that's a good sign for the 49ers starting left guard that he'll be ready to go. He played all the way through the game against the Seattle Seahawks. You'll hear in the Jake Tonges interview that I did that he actually was the one that gave Jake the big headbutt right after that dramatic touchdown at the end. Jordan Watkins limited with his ankle. He's coming back from the high ankle sprain, and Jordan James still limited with the finger injury. Also talked to new 49ers kicker Eddie Piñeiro, who has replaced Jake Moody. Eddie Piñeiro said that he was deciding between the Falcons and the 49ers, and he was about to fly back to Atlanta to go work out or visit with the Falcons after his 49ers workout when San Francisco offered him a contract. So he didn't have to fly to Atlanta. Eddie Piñeiro is here now. He wanted to play for a winning team. You know, a lot of people were wondering, why was Eddie not in a training camp, or why is it just now that he is signed? And I think the answer, you can just read in between the lines here. You could see that he said he wanted to play for a winning team. He wanted to choose his destination. I think it stands to the reason that he didn't want to enter a kicking competition. If he signs with the 49ers over training camp, it would have been a competition with Jake Moody. Eddie Piñeiro has the 4th highest field goal percentage make rate in NFL history, 88.1%, behind only Justin Tucker, Harrison Butker, and Chris Boswell. So this is a really good kicker who I think believed that there would be an opportunity waiting for him early in the season where he could pick a team to join. Maybe he was eyeing the 49ers back then, and he could pick that team to join and have a chance to win. So that's where Eddie's at right now, in the 49ers locker room, ready to be their new kicker once week 2 begins. And, you know, if you look at the quarterback situation for San Francisco, probably starting Mac Jones, definitely without George Kittle. This Saints team they play decent defense against the Arizona Cardinals. I think the run defense is still a big concern for the Saints, but they were able to bring some real pass rushing pressure. Cam Jordan, year 15, is still bringing it. Demario Davis, who's 36 years old, just like Cam Jordan, he's a linebacker. He's still flying around the field. I mean, the Saints can create some issues with what they're doing defensively. Their coordinator is Brandon Staley, who was on the 49ers staff last year, and with the issues that they can present, I wouldn't expect the 49ers offense to light the world on fire in this football game if they're playing with their backup quarterback. And then when you just go through the logical line of reasoning, then you'll say, well, this might be a game where the 49ers truly do rely on their kicker. And their kicker is now Eddie Piñeiro, who's made over 88% of his tries over the course of his career. Shanahan did address the Jake Moody cut. He said it wasn't that much of a decision. I think that everybody agrees on that. I think that once Jake missed from under 30 yards, that was the death knell. The 49ers just couldn't have it because Kyle was having to alter his game plan to make things work. Anyway, so many things happened today. Kendrick Bourne back in the building. Eddie Piñeiro in the building. Talk to Jake Tonges. Why don't we go through all of it here over the course of the next few minutes.
I was just trying to get some separation from the guy guarding me. He kind of, usually they plaster in those situations, try and just stay on the guy. And he kind of lost track of me when I went behind him, and I was able to kind of just work my way around back up front and, snag the ball from him. So,
at what point did you realize Brock may actually target me?
I don't know. I saw the ball go up. I wasn't sure if it was out of bounds or not. But I figured I'd just go for it anyway. It was a pretty high ball. But yeah, it was really when the ball was in the air. I'm like, oh shit, I could maybe get to this. So
corner was, at the time, from my view, he was in front of you. Or
yeah.
Did you have to kind of fight or maneuver around him?
Yeah, I thought maybe he might throw me on the back end line, so I kind of went the other way behind the corner, like to see if he could throw it, over by the field goal post towards that area of the end zone. So I was behind him, and I just had to like kind of sneak back in front of him, and he couldn't see me, so I was able to snatch it from him.
You remember anything from the first 10 seconds after you caught it, or is that a blackout kind of moment?
Definitely, I remember this guy right here. You can point the camera at him. Headbutting me really hard in the head.
That's Barch.
That's Barch right there. But, it was just great. A great experience. Did black out a little, but got to celebrate with all the guys.
Juszczyk was mic'd up going crazy on
Yeah.
the sideline. I'm sure you've seen all those videos at this point. Mm-hmm. Any favorite reactions a little bit later on?
I mean, that was awesome just because, he's always, been a big supporter of me and helped me out a lot and learning the offense and just, giving me advice and stuff like that. So it was good to see him, excited and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, I'm definitely familiar with Kyle. He's helped me a lot in my career. Brought me in here, gave me my first opportunity, and so I'm familiar with it. And just learning, getting reacclimated as I go. But it's very similar. Mm-hmm. Hi everyone. How you guys doing? It's a lot of cameras.
Does knowing Mac Jones the way you do help you in your transition back here?
Yeah, he's been helping me get acclimated to his question too. Like. Just studying with him and stuff like that. He's been just giving me tips, gems of how to think about things and things like that. So it's dope to be around somebody that I know and just using it to my advantage to get acclimated.
Just in lieu of using it to your advantage, just curious to know if going out there against the Saints with Mac Jones, more than likely being the starting QB, does that kind of help you get a little acclimated a little quicker, or does it not really have much of an effect?
Yeah, just being prepared, whatever is happening, injuries happen, stuff like that. So whatever the coaches say, who's going to be up, who's down, we got to adjust. And so me knowing him obviously helps. So we have a connection and things like that. We can speak to each other a certain way. He can get on me certain ways that because we're already connected, which is ironic, but just being prepared, who's ever is going to throw the ball and just doing what I need to do to be prepared in the spots that I need to be in, and it works out good that way.
Kendrick, is it too much to ask that you come in on a Monday and play on a Sunday?
No, I don't think it's too much. I think it's up to me. It's my preparation. So I've been meeting with Hank extra, meeting with him early, meeting with him every kind of second I get, because it's just getting acclimated, knowing where I'm gonna go, different spots, trying to know the concepts and stuff like that. So I don't think it's too much to ask, but it's up to me. It falls on me. So if I go out there not knowing what I'm doing, it's because I didn't study enough and things like that. So I've been just attacking it this week, and I'm excited to see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm excited to see what's going to happen.
And going back to Matt, he had a good rookie season, and I know you guys had a lot of changes over there on the offensive side, a lot of maybe even dysfunction.
Yeah.
How did he handle that, and just what do you think of him as a quarterback?
Yeah, he did a great job. Mac helped me when I transitioned over there. He was his rookie year, and I had one of my best years, so it was just dope to be around. And then just things go how they go. Every year is different, so some are good, some are bad, and we kind of just both fell victim to certain situations and just not going the way we probably planned it to go. But I think everything works in God's favor and God's plan, so I think that's kind of what's happening. But he definitely took the adversity on the chin, and just to see him here and the joy he has, I'm excited about it.
What do you say, Kendrick, are the best traits of Mac Jones as a quarterback?
Everything, he knows what he's doing. He's used to it. He's been a starter in this league. He experiences everything, so he knows what to see. He knows how to study. He knows exactly what to do. So I'm secure in how prepared he'll be.
Whenever I think of your first stint with the 49ers, I come back to that Superdome game in 2019. You had that TD in the fourth quarter, the crazy one.
Yeah.
When you think back to your first stint, what were some of the best memories?
Yeah, that was one of them. Super Bowl is obviously the best memory, experiencing that, playoffs, the whole run, something I've been missing, something I want to help be around, help build, and that's what I'm here to do, just work, earn my role, I'm not asking for nothing. It's just dope having relationships with people that I already know, so they understand where I stand with that, and they know my character of like, hey, I don't want anything handed to me. I'm here to work. I'm here to help the team in any way, and those memories were the best times. Thanks, guys.
Until I got the call to come over here and took the opportunity and didn't look back. So super happy.
So you had a choice between here and
Yeah,
Atlanta. What kind of went into choosing here over?
Yeah, I mean, I want to win games. I want to be a part of a good culture, and I'm in my 8th year of my career, and I want to win. So.
Eddie, you kicked in Carolina a couple of years. What's it like kicking in New Orleans?
Yeah, it was fun. It's a little dark, not too many lights, but it's loud. It's fun. I mean, I was when I was with the Panthers the last 3 years, played them 6 times. It's fun. It's fun and love. So.
You're just getting to know the guys. I mean, you may have just gotten here. I don't know how long you've been here, but how has conversations been? Maybe with Boyer, maybe with other guys here in the locker room. What's that been like?
Yeah, it's good. It's positive, and at the end of the day, just gotta make kicks. And I know if I don't make kicks, I'll be out of here. Gotta make kicks.
Was it weird not being in a camp this summer? Just being.
Say it again.
Was it not being in a camp this summer, just sort of being away?
Yeah, I mean, I could have been in camp. I just wanted the right opportunity, and thank God this opportunity came up, and this is what I wanted. So.
Are you surprised? I was going to ask you just that, given your track record and career resume, you know, it seemed odd that you had not been signed.
Yeah.
Can you just talk a little bit more about being choosy and what was going to be the right opportunity?
Yeah, like I said earlier, like I've been, I've been on a couple teams, and at this point I want to win. So I wanted to go to a team where we have a good shot to win, and this was the best opportunity, and giving myself the best shot to succeed. And I feel like this is a spot. So.
At some point, were you going like, okay, I don't want it to be November, or you know?
Yeah. I didn't think I was gonna let it get to that point, but you know, I wanted to go somewhere where we can win. So, and this is the place to be. So.
Eddie, is it easier to deal with the pressures of being a veteran as opposed to when you came into the league?
Absolutely, yeah. You know, when you're a rookie, it's a little tougher, but obviously being my 8th year, just, you know, I know the process. I know how it works. You got to make kicks, and now you're done. So it's just part of the process.
What was kind of your regimen while you're away, like over the summer when you're not in a camp? What your regimen just to kind of stay ready?
Yeah, I was kicking 3 times a week back home, staying in shape, just staying ready. So.
And in terms of technique and distance, where are you at? Where do you feel comfortable right now?
Good. I wasn't going anything past 60 yards when I was training, but I mean, I think my leg's strong enough to get back there if we need to. But just getting the opportunity.
What kind of communication